The National Football League has been going on for over 100 years now, and with over a century of play, many legends have been born. Today, we'll look at the legends in the backfield at running back. From Jim Brown to Sweetness to Adrian Peterson, here are the best running backs in NFL history. For these 16 running backs, I'm going to cover the first 8 in a sentence or two. Franco Harris. You might know Franco Harris for winning the Super Bowl MVP on the Steelers and catching the Immaculate Reception. Also, Jerome the Bus Bettis was another Steeler who powered his way through defenses, and Curtis Martin dominated the league in his first 10 seasons. Tony Dorsett, on the other hand, is known for the longest run in NFL history.
Big opening for Tony Dorsett. Look out, he's got great speed. 99 yards and a half. Dorsett down the sideline. Stays in bounds. Can you believe that?
Even though Adrian Peterson has lost his footing right now in the league, when he played for Minnesota, he was a beast. This helped him win the 2012 MVP award. Marcus Allen, along with being a rushing threat, was also a passing threat on the Oakland Raiders. He also won a regular season MVP award along with Super Bowl MVP. Gale Sayers at number 10 was known for his elusive style of running on the Bears, and Earl Campbell led the NFL in rushing 3 seasons straight to win the 1979 MVP award. O.J. Simpson earns number 8 on this list. You might know O.J. Simpson for, but he was definitely an elite runner during the 70s. One bad thing about his career was that he played for awful teams, and for the first 3 seasons of his career, he played an awful position, a kick returner mostly. It wasn't until 1972 when OJ got the starting role at running back, where he would lead his offense with over 10,000 rushing yards. He also won an MVP. Number 7, Eric Dickerson. Eric Dickerson didn't look like the stereotypical running back throughout his career. I mean, the Jerry curl and the goggles made him look kinda goofy, but Dickerson was still a beast on the field. Playing for the Rams and Colts, he would dominate the rushing category and even rush for a league-high 2,100 yards in 1984. Another Ram and Colt was Marshall Faulk at number 6. From 1999 to 2001, Faulk played for the greatest show on turf, the St. Louis Rams. He won MVP, won a Super Bowl, and won Offensive Player of the Year 3 times straight. It also helps that he's probably one of the most versatile running backs, since he held just as much receiving talent as rushing talent. And an even bigger threat was LaDainian Tomlinson, the leading back on the Chargers. LT was considered one of the greatest running backs in the modern era, but his career was very underrated due to the fact that his team failed to reach a Super Bowl. Anyway, Tomlinson scored the second most overall touchdowns in league history.
33, handoff, Tomlinson scurries to the outside, and there he goes, big field. LT just keeps getting it done.
Number 4, Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith has the best stats for any running back in the NFL. 18,000 yards, 164 touchdowns, and 7,800-yard rushing games. But the reason Smith accumulated all of these awards was because he played on the ground-and-pound Dallas Cowboys. Smith was a workhorse, no doubt, and was heavily consistent as well. He actually became the first running back to win the regular season and Super Bowl MVPs in the same season. Smith is, in my opinion, not as good as these next 3. Barry Sanders is at number 3. For the short 10 seasons Barry Sanders played on the Detroit Lions, he became one of the most elusive players ever. Sanders would take a bad situation and turn it into a big play on a regular basis. He was just shy of breaking Walter Payton's record when he surprisingly retired early. Still, Sanders was one of the most exciting players to watch.
Yeah, but if people had to make up signs like that, I mean, they ought to just, go to their homes. Sanders still on his feet, and Sanders is gone.
At number 2 was Walter Payton, nicknamed Sweetness. Sweetness is probably the most recognizable man at his position. In the 70s and 80s, Payton was basically a power runner who rammed his way through defenses. Payton even invented the stiff arm.
Formation. Second man is Walter Payton. And look at the straight arm he gave Bob Greger, and a flag goes down.
But along with being one of the NFL's leading rushers on the Chicago Bears with a Super Bowl winning MVP, Peyton also earned some of his fame off the field.
Well, they call me Sweetness, and I like to dance. Running the ball is like making more mans. We had the goal since training camp to give Chicago a Super Bowl champ.
And for arguably the best runner in NFL history, it's Jim Brown. Jim Brown played in a much different era than all of the other running backs above. It's hard to compare Brown with players such as Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, or Sweetness, and we'll never know who's really better since they all never played the same competition. But nevertheless, Brown not only made a name as the best rusher, but the best all-around player during the 1960s. Brown was a 3-time MVP and champion on the Browns, who used his size and speed to run over defenses. And in an era where passing wasn't common and defenses were designed to stop the run, Brown still rushed for 10,000 yards and 100 touchdowns. And in only 9 seasons, Jim Brown marked his name as the best Cleveland Brown in franchise history.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall